Dr. Oliver Phillips, author, pastor, lecturer, evangelist, mentor, and an ordained elder in the Church of the Nazarene, has called it quits. An aggressive advocate for the need for cultural awareness and institutional diversity practices, Dr. Phillips has come to the painful conclusion that enough is enough. A graduate of Howard University, Phillips devoted his lifelong ministry as a herald for the need for his predominantly white denomination to be more culturally aware and to be more representative in its leadership ranks. In his new book, Enough is Enough, Phillips is deliberate in his proposition. First, he chronicles his early years in the denomination as it rescued him from a destructive lifestyle. Secondly, he painfully chronicles the practices of two judicatory leaders whose leadership styles were severely lacking in cultural awareness. And finally, Phillips employs his experience in cultural intelligence to make concrete suggestions and recommendations for institutional change. This volume is a must-read for all leaders of multicultural organizations. Available on Amazon, the book can be purchased for $24.95.
What does it mean to have a moral conviction? First of all, a moral conviction is different from an attitude based on a person's likes or dislikes. A moral conviction occurs inside a person when they attach a high level of moral significance to what they believe is right or what they believe is wrong. People who have strong moral convictions typically have the perception that their beliefs should be universal and can come across as emotionally intense to people with different or opposite moral convictions. The way you communicate your moral convictions is crucial. Having strong moral convictions is actually quite important because it acts as an internal guide for behavior that allows people to act independently from authority figures. These days, moral conviction is often associated with political engagement, but if left unchecked, it can also lead to high levels of intolerance and an unwillingness to compromise with those who don't share the same moral beliefs. As you might be aware, I recently made the decision to file my credentials of ordination with the Church of the Nazarene. This was a painful decision, yet I am convinced that God has led me to this place where I have said, enough is enough. In a letter to my district superintendent of the Florida district, I concluded that there were three reasons that drove me to this conclusion. Number one, that I have accepted a staff position with a local church with another denomination. Number two is that I have no illusions at this time in my ministry that my ministry and my services are appreciated or are needed on the Florida district. And number three, the general climate of hostility and inhospitality towards the Black Lives Matter theme, as well as a systemic reluctance on the part of Nazarene leadership to be proactive regarding the critical cultural issues that face the people of culture in these United States of America. In a book entitled Enough is Enough, which will be released on June 30, 2021 this year, I go into detail about my long journey with a denomination that I've learned to love, adore, and admire. The book could be pre-ordered on Amazon.